You're watching Republic.
Live from Tianjin, the port city of China, the northern part of China, where the SCO Summit is taking place. Tonight on This Is Exclusive, I'm going to take you through all that I've reported through the day, taking you through the glimpse of the SCO venue. The Prime Minister has already landed a short while back in Tianjin, and the first big ticket meeting is going to take place tomorrow early morning around 9 o'clock. I'm going to take you through all the details, but first, let me take you through the headlines we're tracking at this hour.
Chants greet the Prime Minister in Tianjin. All eyes on the SCO Summit on Sunday. Fastest updates at real time, on-ground reporting only on Republic as Prime Minister Modi-xi prepared to meet in a significant summit. No end to Western media propaganda. New York Times reiterates rant of how Trump called Prime Minister Modi multiple times. Ahead of SCO Summit, China says SCO and BRICS countries working together in various sectors. Well, in fact, over the next 20 minutes, I'm going to take you through a comprehensive coverage of all that transpired. I'm going to take you through
venue. What is it that China is essentially trying to message from even the kiosks that have basically been set up? I'm going to take you through some of the innovations that have been brought in by the Chinese and what perhaps is the roadmap that the Chinese are essentially putting together in the days to come, perhaps in the years to come. And how exactly will the SCO really put together a unified response to what India has been calling combating terrorism? I'm also going to be joined by very special guests joining us from Tianjin as well as from India to give you a sense of what those significant bilateral meetings are going to be like. And as some analysts have been pointing towards the fact that perhaps SCO needs to go beyond the rhetoric. Will China be able to steer that when Chinese President
when Chinese President Xi Jinping will be heading the 25th head of state meet that's going to take place on 1st when the summit basically comes to an end. And what are the deliverables as far as the bilateral talks are concerned? All this and much more in this edition of This Is Exclusive. I'm going to take you through some of the reports that I've recorded through the day by going to several of these places that have been put up by the Chinese at the SCO Summit, where they essentially want delegates to come and take a look at what they believe is cutting-edge technology, something that they are basically not only selling to the SCO partners but to the world put together. And how exactly are they now trying to combat the challenges that they are facing at this point in time pertaining to their economy? All of this is going to be answered tonight on This Is Exclusive. But first, let me take you through some of the details that we have with regards to the reports that I filed a short while back. These were reports that we've filed from multiple kiosks that have been set up. Interestingly, this is what I saw. What China is essentially trying to do is this. Tell the SCO partners that they need to come together when it comes to technological advancement, and that is the sense that I got by attending one of the briefing. This was a briefing that was done by the Chinese authorities. We were the only Indian media to be present there. In fact, they've extensively spoken about multiple sectors in which they have been cooperating with the SCO partners. Perhaps what is important to point out here are the following: that in the days to come, particularly as far as the SCO Summit is concerned, not just with China, but we are given to understand that the trilateral would be the essential focus. That is China, Russia and India, or rather, let's put it in this way, the RIC. How does the RIC really come together in looking at various pressures really being building up, particularly from the West? Now, how is the West really looking at all of these issues? I'm hoping, if I can hear, I'm not getting any signal from my production team right now. So if I can just also get some indication as to whether the guests have also joined in. If not, I'm going to quickly take you through all the updates that have come in. In fact, first, let's play out the reports that I've filed a short while back, because that's going to give you a sense of how things are. There are people, this is the sense that I've also got on the streets here in China, wherever we have really gone in, because let me also show you, this happens to be one of the most busiest areas of Tianjin. It's a coastal town and it's a port city. A lot of people coming in, a lot of people greeting around. For them, it's undoubtedly a big day. Through the day, I remember this area was completely sanitized because the head of the states would be coming in. But now, in the evening, things seem to be quite different, bustling right now. A lot of colors all around. I'm going to talk to you about all of this and much more. But first, take a look at this report that I had filed earlier today. Can you tell us what exactly is the robotic innovation that you're talking about? What's what is it that has been achieved over the last few years? Can you help us understand?
Okay, so let me just explain this robot first. Okay, so this robot is mainly like...
You're talking about this one, straight? Okay. I'll just switch over the camera so that it's easy for the viewers to...
So this one over here is the Tianjin Business Company's humanoid robot. Its name is Tora-1. And as you can see, it's very movable and its hand is very flexible. So it can like fix all kinds of, many kinds of, working situations, such as in the factories or in some kind of office or in some kind of a restaurant, etc. So it's very it's very flexible and it's very just adaptable for many kind of all kinds of situations. operations.
So where do you essentially use this? This is more in the Chinese industrial areas or manufacturing units where this kind of a robot is used?
This one is major in manufacturing, and as you can see, the factory is just needs this kind of a humanoid robot. So.
Okay. Why don't we move ahead, and if you can just show us what are the other things that you all have on display, and where is it essentially being used?
Okay, of course. So let's start with this one, okay? Okay, this one is also Tianjin's business company's humanoid robot. Its name is Tora-1. And this robot can do like totally automatically just resort and categorize the packages over here. They can just categorize them through color based on their color or sizes, etc. And the technician will help you to understand it better. So as you can see, just slowly moving to the package, and it will grab it and just take it to the basket.
So it's color coordinated to identify and then carry on with the packaging, right?
Yes.
So it's mostly useful in which industries, particularly the packaging industry, and how has it changed in terms of the number of robots that have been introduced in China?
This is just major in using in the deliveries and the packaging industries. And sorry, I didn't understand the numbers.
Right now, in terms of the number of such robots being used, how much is there? Is there any estimate of the number of such robots that are being used in the packaging industry?
So you mean, is it used right now?
Yeah.
Yes, this one is already being used. So if you have any questions, I can help you to translate to the technician, and you can.
Can you show us the other ones? Then I'll probably then take some.
Okay, of course. So this one is called 圣宝莲尊. So 莲 in Chinese is mean like a lotus in English. So as you can see, it has a very like blossom flower shape outside here. And when it's open, just like right now, there is a drone in here, as you can see.
Yes. This is the drone?
Yes, this is the drone. And be careful with this. So this is going to close.
Well, in fact, let me also now introduce our special guest joining us tonight.
Currently reporting. Zhang Jiao is
she's the senior correspondent of China Media Group. In fact, they've got a large pavilion here from where a large team is currently reporting. Hian, my very special guest whom we met yesterday in Beijing, he's joining me from Beijing today. Arun Bhaskar, geopolitical strategist, joining us from Mumbai. Zhang, I want to come to you first. First day, just ahead of the SCO Summit. The big takeaways, what do you think is different about this SCO Summit compared to what we have seen in the past? Because the media here, the Chinese media are largely talking about the fact that this is the largest SCO Summit. It's going to have some sort of an outcome. The indication that you're getting, will there be a clear outcome this time?
I think there will be, for several reasons. Unlike the last SCO, this SCO scene is coming in the midst of huge geopolitical changes that are taking place. And these changes are economic, these changes are geopolitical, and these changes are also in terms of global trade. And this is where India also fits in. Because India is a great part of this triangulation of Russia, India, China, which at least I've been talking about since 2009, but this could actually accelerate the shift of the center of gravity of geopolitics and commerce from the west to the east in a more decisive manner. And that is why this SCO is very, very important. Do remember that in the last SCO, you did not have the West challenging Russia and Iran and China. This time the lines are drawn quite sharply. And none of these three have decided a bunch. Have you given any indication that they're willing to compromise? They said, come on, we'll take it. And also remember one more thing. Remarkably so, China went to Venezuela's assistance when America sent 2 warships and about 5,000 troops. And while China wanted to pulverize Venezuela through sanctions, China came in straight away and said, we will open the doors of business and commerce without preconditions.
Right.
And
Mr. Bhaskar. Right. Mr. Bhaskar, I wanted to take, this point that you're making, I wanted to take this point to Zhang because Zhang, she would be in a great position today to perhaps share with our audience tonight because what I also witnessed here, Zhang, today when I was at the summit venue, there is a lot of hope. And the Chinese are essentially making a very strong pitch right now that this is not going to be a summit of rhetoric. This is going to be a summit which is going to have a clear roadmap. But as far as India is concerned, India has been a little worried that whether at all everyone will be able to come together and speak in one voice when it comes to cross-border terrorism. Zhang, what's your takeaway from today? What's the sentiment that's essentially building in the run-up to the SCO Summit? Zhang, can you hear me? Zhang Jiao, can you hear me?
आवाज आ रही है। मेरी आवाज आ
जो
रही
सवाल
है।
आपसे मैं कर रहा था वो ये है, जैग आप हिंदी में बात करना चाहिए और शुड आई आस्क यू इन इंग्लिश?
मैं हिंदी में बात कर सकती हूँ क्योंकि मेरी अंग्रेजी इतनी अच्छी नहीं है, हिंदी बेहतर है।
हिंदी बेहतर है, दैट्स बहुत बढ़िया। चलिए हिंदी में बात कर ले तो क्या पता कुछ सवाल आप मेरे को भी पूछ सकते हैं, मेरे देखते हैं किसकी हिंदी बेहतर है। जैग आपसे पूछना चाहूँगा क्योंकि तियानजिन में एक बढ़ता सेंटिमेंट, और वो सेंटिमेंट ये है कि किस तरह से चीज़ें बदल रहे हैं, और एक तरह से आशा ये है कि क्रॉस बॉर्डर टेररिज्म को लेकर सब देश एक भाषा में बात करेंगे। क्या आपको लगता है जैंग, क्या सेंटिमेंट है? क्योंकि आप भी तियानजिन में हैं, मैं भी तियानजिन में हूँ, एक जो सेंटिमेंट लोग जानना चाहेंगे इस SCO समिट से क्या उभर कर आ रहा है?
देखिए, ये तो 7 सालों के बाद मोदी जी फिर एक बार चीन की यात्रा की। ये चीन भारत संबंधों में स्थिर सुधारना का एक बहुत महत्वपूर्ण प्रतीक है। चीन और भारत फिर से एक बार एक दूसरे को हाथ मिलाते हैं। मेरे विचार में ये तो कोई आकस्मिक बात नहीं है, बल्कि हमारे इतिहास का एक अपरिहार्य विकल्प है। ये तो हमारे दोनों देशों की साझा रणनीतिक आवश्यकता है। इस महीने चीन भारत विदेश मंत्रियों की बैठक में कुछ बहुत महत्वपूर्ण परिणाम प्राप्त किए। विशेष रूप से वैश्विक आर्थिक सुधार के संदर्भ में दोनों देशों को घरेलू सुधार और आर्थिक विकास को बढ़ावा देने के लिए एक स्थिर परिवेश की आवश्यकता है। हाल ही में जैसे भारतीय सरकार ने हमारे लिए पर्यटक वीसा भी खोला है और हमारा ये सीधा फ्लाइट भी शुरू होने वाला है, तो ये सभी एक बहुत अच्छी खबर है हमारे लिए। और इस बार शायद और आज के ये SCO शिखर सम्मेलन में मोदी जी भी आते हैं, तो आज चीन और भारत एशिया के आर्थिक विकास के तो बहुत महत्वपूर्ण इंजन है, और दोनों SCO, ब्रिक्स और G20 जैसे महत्वपूर्ण अंतर्राष्ट्रीय संगठनों के एक बहुत महत्वपूर्ण सदस्य है। तो इसलिए शायद मोदी जी की ये यात्रा हमारे लिए एक बहुत दुर्लभ मौका प्रदान करती है, और हम देख सकते हैं कि हमारे दोनों देश एक साथ मिलकर काम कर रहे हैं। शायद आपने कहा कि शायद इस शिखर सम्मेलन में कुछ विशेष टॉपिक पर बातचीत करने वाला है, क्योंकि अभी तो ये शुरू नहीं हो गया है। मुझे भी नहीं पता कि क्या होगा, लेकिन ज़रूर कुछ सकारात्मक संकेत आएगा मेरे ख्याल से।
जैंग आपको एक चीज़ मैं कहना चाहूँगा कि अगली बार मैं भी कोशिश करूँगा मैंडरिन में आपसे बात करने के लिए, क्योंकि जिस तरह से आपने पूरे चीज़ को आपने रखा सबके सामने, बहुत बेहतरीन तरीके से आपने रखा। और मैं कहना चाहूँगा कि ये the exchange of values between both the countries is something that even I witnessed while I was here. In fact, when I spoke to several Indian, the diaspora here, they've essentially spoken about the strength of the people-to-people ties, and that's perhaps the key aspect of this relationship, and hoping that would only perhaps increase. Zach, एक और सवाल करना चाहूँगा कि आपको कितना साल लगा हिंदी सीखने के लिए, क्योंकि उसी से मैं कहीं ना कहीं मैं कोशिश करूँगा कि उतना ही साल में मैं भी मैंडरिन सीख लूँ।
मेरे लिए तो 20 साल हो गए हैं, लेकिन अभी भी मेरी हिंदी इतनी अच्छी नहीं है। आज दोपहर को तो बीजिंग में चीन और भारतीय युवा लोगों एक साथ भी एक संवाद किया। हम चीन भारत की संस्कृति आदान प्रदान के बारे में कुछ विशेष बात भी हुई, और चीन में बहुत ज़्यादा चीनी स्टूडेंट्स हैं अभी हिंदी सीख रहे हैं। मेरे जैसा तो कम से कम 100 से ज़्यादा। ऐसा क्यों? अगर ये क्योंकि कुछ लोग ये जानना चाहेंगे कि आखिरकार चीनी लोग हिंदी क्यों सीखना चाह रहे हैं? क्योंकि चीन और भारत बहुत महत्वपूर्ण देश है और हम पड़ोसी देश भी है, और कई साल पहले तो भारतीय फिल्म, हिंदी फिल्म इतना लोकप्रिय है चाइना में, तो सभी लोग ये हिंदी सीखना चाहते हैं, और शायद बाद में जब ये मौका आएगा तो चीन भारत बहुत अच्छे व्यापारी का बहुत मौका है, और बहुत लोग भारतीय संस्कृति से भी आकर्षित हुई है, तो शायद हिंदी सीखने के बाद हम खुद वहां जाकर देख सकते हैं।
जैंग, मैं आपसे एक दरख्वास्त करूंगा कि कल SCO समिट वेन्यू में आप मेरे साथ लाइव आएँ, और रिपब्लिक भारत में भी लाइव आएँ, क्योंकि टियानजिन में मुझे बताया जा रहा है कि आप टियानजिन में ही हैं, तो मैं आपको दरख्वास्त करूंगा कि साथ में मिलकर लाइव करेंगे। इस वक्त मेरे दोस्त हियान को भी लाना चाहूँगा। हियान, आई थिंक सो आई एम टेम्प्टेड टू कंटिन्यू दिस कॉन्वर्सेशन इन हिंदी बिकॉज द वे Zhang has brilliantly put this across. I think so many of us would not have been able, and you have been an advocate of this building relationship between India and China, and what a beautiful example being set by Zhang. Yan, what do you have to say about it?
Is it me?
Yeah, Yan, that was for you.
Okay. Congratulations, and I just shared your videos that Prime Minister Modi has been mostly welcomed to Tianjin, and Tianjin is such a beautiful city. And my colleagues who were working in Tianjin told me that so many correspondents from India side are just arriving in Tianjin, and they are also mostly welcomed. And my colleagues in Tianjin also told me that there's a phrase that mentioned frequently by the Indian media, that is the global south. And they asked me why India correspondents are so focusing on the phrase of global south. I think that is commonplace of India and China, that we should cooperate as a great role in global south. That's my first impression of the arrival day of Prime Minister Modi. Thank you.
Right. Well, thank you very much, Hian, for joining us on this broadcast. I'm sorry, Hian, I could not spend enough time with you, but you should blame Zhang, who stole the show by speaking in Hindi, and I'm hoping she's going to join us tomorrow. And we're going to be live non-stop tomorrow as a very, very exciting summit is taking place. Top world leaders are going to be there. Prime Minister Narendra Modi and President Xi Jinping's first bilateral meeting that's going to happen early morning. I'm going to be live from outside the venue Republic TV should be your destination for all the latest updates as far as this summit goes. That's all that I could have packed in this edition of This Is Exclusive. At 8 p.m. we're going to put out those special reports that we filed through the day, and I'll see you tomorrow from early morning.